Welcome to Ask the Divine, a complimentary interplay with the divine where you can submit your questions through divinetransmissions.com. My name's Danielle Rama Hoffman, and this episode's question comes from Kimberly. Here's what she asks: what is my block to healing my soul, bringing forward my serene perfection and clarity? How is this released and healed? This is the Council of Light that's moving to the forefront of this divine transmission. Thank you, dear Kimberly, for the contribution of your question. And we are delighted to be in this interplay with you and all those that are tuning into this video transmission. For when you contribute a question, it also relates to an aspect of what others may be holding or may be choosing to explore as well. So we would begin with the idea that you have a block to begin with. Because when you ask the question, what is my block? How can this be released and healed? We would actually invite you to see about more possibilities. See about more possibilities. What if all is well and there is nothing to be healed, nothing to be released, and there is no block? How do you access your soul, your serene perfection and clarity? So that is where we would actually unravel the question and get to. How do you access your soul, your serene perfection and clarity? Well, we demonstrated one of the methodologies in terms of accessing your soul and your serene perfection and clarity, and what it is that we just did. We proposed that there isn't a block, that healing and releasing are not necessary. Now, we would agree with you that you are having a sense of separation when you submitted the question between your clarity and the energy location in which you are. You're feeling a sense of separation from your serene perfection. And there's also an implication as well that there's something in the soul that needs to be healed and released. And we would say that the soul, and it's why we chose your question out of the hundreds of questions that get submitted to us all the time, that your soul is perfect, is serene, is in a state of clarity already. So we are modeling a state of being, a state of awareness, a state of all is wellness, as we like to describe it, that all is well and you are all. So how can you transcend this sense of separation to be in the energy location where all is well? Well, we would invite you to really connect to inhabiting more of who it is that you are, inhabiting more of your multidimensionality. And the way that you can do that is to begin to take this way of being that we've shared, that all is well and you are all, that your serene perfection and clarity already exist in their wholeness. Your access to your soul already exists in wholeness. And to allow yourself to be a bit of a detective, to have fun with this, to play with this, to access the part of you that is in serene perfection and clarity. Because we know that you know. We know that feeling like you have a block, feeling like something needs to be healed, feeling like something needs to be released is actually an overlay that you've carried forward from another time, another way of being. And so if you resonate with that overlay and you want to get to it that way, even though we've provided an alternative way of looking at it, if that's really the way that you want to get to it, we would have you invite yourself to include the block. If you're having a sense that that's the way you want to work it, that there is a block that you really have an awareness of, rather than trying to release or heal the block, what's right about that block? How is it that it's serving you? How can you include the block into oneness, into wholeness? Because everything has perfect purpose. All is well, and you are all. How can that block be rocket fuel? If that block was your best friend, how would it serve you? What would it be telling you? So we wanted to address the question in the way that we would invite you to explore the question, which is from the awareness that all is well, that there isn't a block, there's nothing to be healed, there's nothing that needs to be released, and actually to focus on being in the vibration where that's true. Now, if you look at this vibrationally, and then we'll complete after we share this, if you look at this vibrationally, that something that needs to be blocked, or a lack of clarity, or a lack of serenity, or a lack of perfection, or a lack of being connected to your soul, is moving at a certain vibration. That confusion is moving at a vibration, and clarity is moving at a vibration. And confusion is moving at a slower vibration than clarity. So really, one way to really be in the state of being that is the energy location of what it is that you're choosing to actualize in your life, which in your case is the serene perfection and clarity of your soul, is to be in a higher vibration, to be in more of who it is that you are. And depending on who you are, and we know that this question resonates with all in your own way that are listening, the way that would work for you, the way that would be best for you, would be individualized for you. And yet, in general, the more that you can be in the vibration of your wholeness, then the more that you have access to those higher vibrational states of being, like clarity, like serenity, like vibrating with your soul. So we also just want to bring some vibration around anywhere that any of you are holding a sense that there's something wrong with you, a sense that there's something wrong with your life, a sense that there's something wrong with your soul, that you can't trust your soul, that you can't trust the divine, you can't trust your high vibration. And we would invite you to include that back in the wholeness, back in the oneness. And now we're going to move into the spiritual paradox, because what it is that we're going to say now contradicts what we just started the conversation with. Yet that is the way. It's what tool in this moment is going to get you the most momentum, the most leverage, the most awareness. That's why we're here. That's what interests us about this interplay, is supporting you so fully, so thoroughly, so lovingly. So with that being said, would you choose to send back to the source from which it came anything that you're holding that's not uniquely you or yours, including any sense that there's something wrong with you, something that needs to be fixed, something that needs to be released, something that needs to be healed. And if so, just say yes. I send back anything that's not uniquely me or mine back to the source from which it came. I choose to be me and only me. I choose to be me and only me. I choose to be me and only me. Beautiful. So that concludes our Ask the Divine episode around accessing your soul and your serene perfection and clarity. All is well, and you are all. Thank you for the contribution of your question and for tuning into this Ask the Divine episode. If you'd like to submit your question, go to divinetransmissions.com.